Hello and welcome back to the Princess K Talk Show. I'm your host, Princess Kingsman. Now, last week or a couple of days ago, I spoke on about a celebrity, a relationship talk show host guy. What's his Derek Jackson? That's it. I spoke about him and the controversies around him coming out that he cheated on his wife on social media. So that was the topic I discussed on. So today I'm going to be discussing about holding things in a marriage. Now, this is actually a topic that is splitting up a lot of couples right now, and it's destroying a lot of marriages. Ideally, although they say no secrets in marriage, but sometimes secrets happen. Okay? Now, and that depends on our choice. So there was an example of there was a movie I watched, and it was about a couple, and the husband went to a nightclub and he saw his wife, someone that looked exactly like his wife, and was kissing another man, and they were yet to marry then. So him getting home, instead of him to sit his wife down and say, honey, I saw you doing this and this and this and this. Can you explain yourself? But no, he kept it in. He kept it in, and he started using it to misbehave towards his wife or his fiancée. And that destroyed the marriage because he began to, resent her. Because the father's wife was the one that set him up with business, everything. And the wife or the fiancé is from a rich home. Now, instead of him to sit down and say, listen, I can't believe I saw you doing this. Please tell me it wasn't you. Then you give her a chance to explain. But he did not do that. He just took it in, began to resent her. He was bitter. He was angry. He started beating her, doing all kinds of things. Some people even turn to physical abuse. Emotional abuse. Just words that are evil, that are mean. They start, saying it to each other. Now the wife is confused, like, what's wrong with my husband? Why is my husband behaving this way? Why can't he tell me? Like, is there any issues? And he said, no. So now at the end of the day, he found out that his wife actually had a twin sister, which he knew nothing about. Even the wife herself had no clue that she had a twin sister. Now, the point I'm trying to get across is that he destroyed that marriage based on what he kept inside of him and what he saw. And he definitely could have come forward like, honey, I saw you and you with this man. Was that really you? She could have definitely come forward. He could have definitely come forward and said, I saw you. But at the end of the day, this is, when I was watching the movie, I was thinking, why? And we tend to do that. We see something about a spouse, or we suspect something, or we catch them, or somebody said something. It's mostly somebody said something, or another woman or another man getting across to you. And instead of us to have a conversation, be communicative with our spouse, we tend to keep it in and then say, oh, it must be true. She must be doing it. He must be doing it. So I'll do mine. It's assumption. Let's not assume, no matter how obvious what anyone tells us about our spouse, or no matter how completely insane and upsetting it sounds, we should be able to have that courage, because that's why we married each other. That's why we're in a relationship. We have a conversation with each other. We sit down, we talk like grown adults. We don't hold things in and then start behaving abnormal, making the relationship toxic, making it turning from happiness to sadness. Have that conversation. If you're insecure about something, have that conversation. This also relates to communication as well. So it's literally not holding things in and communicating. It goes hand in hand in a relationship. You can't say you're in a relationship with your significant other and then you start punishing them for something they have no idea they even did. So let's be matured. If we want relationship to last, let's not even talk about going into marriage, just relationship alone. We need to figure out a way to swallow our ego and our anger and sit down and have a conversation with our spouse. Let that spouse know that this is what you're doing that's annoying me. Ideally, there should be like a 1 month review. Like at the end of every month, or at the end of every week, or at the end of every 2 weeks, date night. Or there should be a time where you sit down when the kids are asleep, whether you have kids or not. You sit down, you have a conversation like, okay, what did I do to offend you this week, and what can I do to make it better? Same goes for the other spouse. That's how you know how you're doing things, because in relationships, you're not always gonna agree. You're gonna agree to disagree. Some you just have to let it go, because you can't change that person. You're from a different background. You act different, you think different in some ways. So you're not always going to agree on things, and you're going to fight. There's going to be friction. But the shorter the fight is, the more it shows that you're understanding each other and be like, okay, fine, let's not argue. Let's not let the enemy in. I'm sorry I did this because of that. It would make life so much simpler, but some people don't. They drag it. And that's why it causes a massive rift, without letting the other spouse know that you've offended them or they've done something to, offend you. Learn to say, don't keep things in. All right? Don't keep things in. It destroys things. Even friendship, it destroys it. Let the other person know what they've done and give them an opportunity to come forward, to render themselves, I'm sorry, to say I'm sorry. Give them a chance. Don't take that choice away from them. So that's it for me today. I will come back in a couple of days' time and we'll discuss more topics that are very interesting. The majority of them relate to marriages. So I believe that we're going to have so much fun. So enjoy your day. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, please do feel free and press the bell on the below that will give you notifications. But if you do not want to, that is fine. Thank you very much for listening anyway. See you soon. Goodbye.